The firebird, the horse of the golden mane, and the wolf. A famous king had 3 sons and an orchard with an apple tree that bore golden apples. Each night a magnificent bird came and carried one away in its beak. The king promised his sons, "Whoever catches the bird alive shall receive half the kingdom now, and all of it upon his death." The 2 elder princes each went to keep watch beneath the tree, and each fell asleep. The youngest son stayed awake. He waited long into the night until suddenly the garden blazed with light, as if the sun itself had risen. The light came from the bird. He leapt up and just managed to seize it by the tail, but it tore free and left only a single feather in his hand. That feather glowed so brightly in the dark, it was kept. The room was lit as if by many candles. The king treasured it greatly, and the bird never returned. The king sent his 2 elder sons into the world to find the bird. In time, the youngest prince also begged his father's blessing and set out after them. At a crossroads in a green valley stood a pillar bearing an inscription: "The straight road brings hunger and cold. The right road keeps the rider safe but costs the horse. The left road saves the horse but kills the rider." The prince chose the right road, and before long a fearsome wolf sprang out and tore his horse apart. But the wolf soon returned, full of remorse, and offered to carry the prince wherever he wished. The wolf brought him to a castle where the firebird was kept in a golden cage. He warned the prince, "Take the bird, but do not touch the cage." The prince took the bird, but desire overcame him, and he reached for the cage. Strings inside it rang out like an alarm. The guards woke, seized him, and brought him before their Tsar. The Tsar forgave him on one condition: cross 3 times 9 lands and bring back a horse with a golden mane. The wolf carried him to a marble stable where such a horse was kept. Again the wolf warned him, "Take the horse, but leave the golden bridle on the wall." Again the prince could not help himself and touched it. The same uproar, the same capture, the same judgment, but a new condition: find and bring the queen known as Beautiful Lena. That wherever the wolf took him to Lena's palace, then seized the queen himself as she walked in her garden at dusk and raced away before her guards could catch them. But the prince had fallen in love with Lena and wept at having to give her up. The wolf took pity on him. He rolled on the ground and rose up in Lena's likeness. The prince handed the wolf in disguise to the Tsar, collected the golden-maned horse, and rode back to the real Lena waiting outside the city. After 3 days, the wolf found a pretext to slip away, caught up with them on the road, and resumed his true shape. Then the prince asked one more favor. He had grown fond of the golden-maned horse and wished to keep it. The wolf transformed himself into the horse. The prince brought him to the Tsar, who held a 2-day feast in celebration, and on the 3rd day gave the prince the firebird in her cage. The prince rode back to Lena, and together they flew toward home. When the king later spurred the golden-maned horse in the fields, it threw him, turned back into a wolf, and raced after the prince. When it caught up with them, the wolf said that his debt was repaid and his service done, and vanished into the forest. Weary from the long journey, the prince lay down to rest on a beautiful plain while Lena sat nearby. There his 2 brothers found him, returning home empty-handed, their hearts black with envy. They killed their sleeping brother, then threatened Lena with death unless she told their father it was they who had won her, the horse, and the bird. Terrified, she agreed. The brothers drew lots. Lena went to the middle brother, horse and bird to the eldest. The wolf happened to be passing through that same country and came upon the dead prince. Grieving, He noticed a raven circling overhead with its young one, ready to land on the body. The wolf hid, then sprang out and seized the fledgling. The old raven cried out in despair. "I will not harm your young one," said the wolf, "if you fly across 3 times 9 lands and bring back water that can restore the dead to life." The raven flew off and returned in 3 days with the water. The wolf sprinkled it over the prince, and he rose up, alive and well, bewildered to have slept so long. The wolf told him everything. The prince mounted, and they raced to the city, arriving just as the wedding was being prepared. The prince walked into the palace, and the queen saw him at once. She cried out, threw her arms around him, and told the whole story from beginning to end. The king's fury fell on his treacherous sons, and he ordered them hanged. The youngest son married beautiful Lena, and after his father's death, ruled the kingdom long and well.